Good morning, students. Today we are discussing various formulas of projectile fired at an angle with a vertical. See, in the previous videos, we have taken the different formulas when angle of projection was taken with the horizontal. See, in that case, we have taken angle of projection with the horizontal. But this is a case when we have taken angle of projection with the vertical. So in that particular case, basically what will be this angle? This angle will be 90 degree minus theta. So what will be formula for time of flight? Time of flight will be as 2u sine theta, replacing theta by 90 minus theta upon g. So it will be 2u. Now sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. So here this formula will be changed. This is time of flight. Second will be maximum height. As you know, formula for maximum height is u square sine square theta upon 2g. But here instead of theta we will use 90 minus theta. So here again sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. So it will be u square cos square theta upon 2g. Similarly, horizontal range, this will be u square sine 2 90 minus theta upon g. This will be u square sine 180 degree minus 2 theta upon g. So it will be u square sine 2 theta upon g. So these formulas, basically you have to understand that angle of projection is given with either horizontal or vertical. So when angle of projection is given with the vertical, these will be the formulas. So you can find it while doing the numericals also. Now after this, let me discuss few numericals on the basis of projectile motion. Numericals are important part of this projectile motion. Now we are taking first numerical. Prove that the horizontal range is same when angle of projection is greater than 45 degree by certain value and less than 45 degree by the same value. See, this is NCERT solved numerical. Although this is a numerical which will seems to be similar as one point we have discussed in angular projection case. Here horizontal range should be same. With this we have to prove. Now what are the angle of projections which are given? First angle, if I take it alpha, or I can take it theta depending upon the choice. So if theta 1 is the first angle, this will be greater than 45 degrees. So I am taking it as 45 degree plus beta. Any value you can take. If I am taking it theta 1 here, so I will take it. So angle greater than 45 degree. It means हमें कुछ इसमें add करना है. That means beta will be added. Some value will be added to it. Likewise, theta 2 will be 45 degree minus beta. Right? Now, corresponding to these two values of angle of projection, horizontal range must be same. This we have to check. So here, horizontal range having formula u square sine 2 45 degree plus beta upon g. This will be u square sine 90 plus 2 beta upon g. So 90, sine 90 plus angle, this will be cos of that angle. So it is u square cos 2 beta upon g. Now for other angle theta 2, again I will substitute the value, that is 45 degree minus beta upon g. Again using trigonometric relation, this is sine 90 degree minus 2 beta upon g. Sine 90 minus angle is again cos 2 beta upon g. So now you can see both these comes to be same. So R1 will be equal to R2. If you remember, while doing angular projection, we have done the point that for two different angle of projection, theta 90 minus theta, and in this numerical we have taken that 45 degree plus angle or 45 degree minus angle. So for any of these kind of angle, horizontal range will be same, right? So this is an important kind of numerical. Now next numerical, two bodies are thrown with same initial velocity at an angle of alpha and 90 degree minus alpha with the horizontal. See here, these two angles which are given that we are familiar with, that is two angles are alpha and 90 degree minus alpha. For these angle and with the same initial velocity, two bodies are projected. See, while doing the numericals, you have to get all the concepts from the statement. What are the given factors? What condition you have to apply? So read the statement carefully twice. In it, we are getting one important condition that two angles have been given for which we have discussed horizontal range is same. Now what has to be done here? What will be the ratio of maximum heights attained by them, right, and horizontal range? It means corresponding to these two angles, you have to find the ratio of maximum heights and horizontal range. Now you can do it by yourself. First of all, try it by yourself because we have used this condition earlier also. So for angle, that means alpha, that is we are taking height will be u square sine square alpha upon 2g. Now for another angle 90 minus alpha, that is sine square 90 minus alpha upon 2g. Now you can see this sine 90 minus alpha is cos alpha. So u square cos square alpha upon 2g. So now here you have to find the ratio of the maximum height. Now if you are substituting the value here just to take the ratio, now very clearly you can see that u square is cancelled, 2g is cancelled, sine square alpha upon cos square alpha, sine upon cos, sine alpha upon cos alpha. I am taking the square outside, so it will be tangent alpha, so it will be tan square alpha. So the ratio of maximum height is tan square alpha, right? Now if we have to simultaneously get the ratio of horizontal range, you can do by yourself because already we have discussed this condition, sine square 2 alpha upon 2g, right? R2 will be u square sine 2 90 minus alpha upon 2g. So you can do it. This is sine 180 minus 2 alpha upon 2g. Sine 180 minus angle, that will be again sine of that angle, sine 2 alpha upon it should be g only. 2 should not be there. 2 is in the height. In horizontal range there is only g factor, right? So here R1 upon R2. So this is the ratio of two like terms. You can see from here. So it will come out to be 1. So same concept we have done earlier. Now it has been asked in the form of ratio. So this is a numerical. Under the condition of different angles, we have obtained the ratio of height and horizontal range. Now next numerical. See these numerical which we are discussing, these are all interrelated using the same concept. There are two angle of projections for which horizontal range is same. So need not to explain again and again which two angles will be there. That can be theta 90 minus theta or alpha 90 minus alpha. Prove that sum of maximum heights for these two angles does not depend upon angle of projections. It means the ratio, or it means not the ratio, it means sum of maximum height is independent of angle of projection. That can be theta. So let me see how can we solve it. So now let angle is theta and 90 minus theta. So H1 will be u square sine square theta upon 2g. and H2 will be u square sine square 90 minus theta upon 2g. Now sine 90 minus theta, what will be its value? This will be cos theta. So it will be cos square theta upon 2g. U square cos square theta upon 2g. Now we have to take the sum of heights. So now just adding these two values. When I will add these two values, taking u square by 2g common, we are getting sine square theta plus cos square theta. So sine square theta plus cos square theta, it is 1. So what it comes out to be? U square by 2g. Now see, you can check here that it is independent of angle of projection. Whatever be the angle of projection, at ratio, the sum of height, maximum heights attained by the projectile is independent of angle of projection. Now, one more numerical. In long jump, does it matter how high you jump? What factor determines span of jump? See, what do you mean by long jump? As you have seen athletes performing long jump activity, especially on the sports day. What is it? That in long jump, a person take a jump like this. So this is the long jump they are talking about. In long jump, does it matter how high you jump? That means they are asking that whether this long jump distance, horizontal distance and vertical distance, these are depending on each other. Also, what factor determines span of jump? Like here, so how we will see, first of all, we will relate both the terms, that is horizontal distance covered and maximum height. So here in long jump means we are discussing horizontal distance, horizontal range. It is u square sine 2 theta upon g. So, and how high? How high means maximum height. So it is u square sine square theta upon 2g. So basically we have to check whether this r and h are related to each other. So what we will do, let me calculate from this u square upon g. U square upon g, it will come out to be 2h upon sine square theta. Now put this value of h in r. That means it is u square upon g into sine 2 theta. So now I am putting this value here, 2h upon sine square theta. Now sine 2 theta, we can expand it by trigonometric relation as 2 sine theta cos theta. So you can see sine theta, one component will cancel. What we are getting? 4h cos theta upon sine theta. It means 4h cot theta. So you can see here this horizontal range is depending upon height. Now it is depending what factor determines span of jump. It is depending upon angle of projection as well as the maximum height it will cover. So basically this is numerical. Here we have to establish relationship between horizontal range and maximum height. Now one numerical I have given you for homework so that you can practice same kind of statements. Next is the ceiling of a long hall is 25 meter high. Ceiling of a long hall is 25 meter high. It means vertical height of ceiling has been given from the floor. What is the maximum horizontal distance that a ball thrown with a speed of 40 meters per second can go without hitting the ceiling of the hall? See, first of all, you have to understand the statement carefully. This is NCERT exercise numerical. Ceiling of a long hall is 25 meter high. So in this numerical, maximum height of ceiling is given to be 25 meter. See, ceiling height is given to be this one. That means this is a ceiling. What is the maximum horizontal distance that a ball thrown with a speed of 40 meter per second can go without hitting the ceiling? That means it must go without hitting the ceiling. So basically, first of all, we have to use the result, that is the formula for maximum height. This is u square sine square theta upon 2g. This is 25 and u is 40. 40 square sine square theta upon 2 into 10. G we have taken 10. So now just we have to solve all the values to get the value of sine theta. So here this will be 2. So sine square theta will be 25 divided by 2. So now we will solve it. 25 upon 16 into 5. So it is 5 upon 16. Taking square root on both the sides, we will get under root 5 by 4. So now here, because we have to find the horizontal range. Why? As it has been asked in the statement that what is the maximum horizontal distance that a ball thrown will cover without hitting the ceiling. So as horizontal range is u square sine 2 theta upon g. This is u square 2 sine theta into cos theta upon g. So we require cos theta here. So from this sine theta, if we consider this triangle and this angle is theta, so in that case perpendicular is root 5, hypotenuse will be 4. So what will be this base? Base can be obtained as 4 square minus 5, because root 5 square is 5. So it will be your 16 minus 5, this will be under root 11. So from here you can see that cos theta will come out to be base upon hypotenuse, that is under root 11 upon 4. So now this sine theta and this cos theta, both you will use in this table, in this formula. So R will be u square, u is 40, g is 10 into 2. Sine theta is root 5 by 4, cos theta is root 11 by 4. So now simply you have to just solve it. This will come out to be 20 under root of 55. So this can be the horizontal range, and if you will take its square root, you can also use that. That will be 7.416, and you will solve it, then it will come out to be 148.3 meter. So without hitting, it must cover the horizontal distance of 148.3 meter. Now next numerical. A cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance of 100 meter. A cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance of 100 meter with the same speed. How high above the ground can the cricketer throw the same ball? It means if the ball can be thrown to a maximum horizontal distance of 100 meter, so with the same speed, if the ball has to be projected vertically upward, so with the same speed, if it has to be thrown by the cricketer in the vertical upward direction, so how high it will go? So first of all, understand the concept that first of all it has been given maximum horizontal distance covered, that is given to be 100 meter, and you have to calculate vertically height, vertical distance covered by the same ball with the same speed. So maximum horizontal distance is given to be 100 meter. As per its formula, it will be u square by g. Now second case was when the body is projected vertically upward. See, as when the body is projected, let it be projected with initial velocity u, and at the topmost point its velocity become 0, covering a vertical distance of h. So here we can apply v square minus u square equal to 2g h. Now v, final speed 0, initial speed is u, and g acceleration due to gravity, it is minus g because body is thrown vertically upward, that is against gravity. So here h will come out to be u square by 2g. Now this concept should be clear to you, because at the maximum highest point you can say that velocity highest point we are taking and velocity at this highest point is 0, only then body will come down. देखिए, जब भी हम किसी बॉडी को ऊपर थ्रो करते हैं तो वो किस पर्टिकुलर हाइट तक जाएगा, जहां पर उसकी स्पीड 0 हो जाएगी और उसके बाद क्या होगा, वापस आने लगेगा. तो बेसिकली इस हाइट पर जाकर इसको वापस आना है, तो इस पॉइंट पर जाकर हाईएस्ट पॉइंट पर वेलोसिटी क्या हो जाएगी, 0. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव यूज्ड द इक्वेशन हियर. फाइनल स्पीड इज 0 एंड इनिशियल स्पीड इज u. वी हैव कैलकुलेटेड h. अब इसमें वैल्यूज पुट करिए. इट इज this is u square by g. You will substitute from here because it is given to be 100. Divide by it is 50 meter. So this is one way. See, this numerical can be done in number of ways. Here I have used directly this result. Another method can be you can use other two equation to solve it. Another method can be that as the body is thrown vertical upward and height is h equal to u square sine square theta upon 2g. So for this vertical upward, theta is 90 degree. Directly from here also you can do it. This method can also be correct, right? So it is depending upon your understanding and choice which method, which equation you have to use. This way is also correct. This way which I have explained, this is also correct. And another one way in which instead of this equation, two other equations can be used. So it's your choice which you will find to be, which you will use, which is comfortable, understandable for you people. Next numerical, this is also NCERT exercise question. A bullet fired at an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal hits the ground 3 kilometer away. Right? What is given here? A bullet is fired at an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal, hits the ground at 3 kilometer away. Now, by adjusting this angle of projection, we are changing this angle. Can one hope to hit a target 5 kilometer? It means can we adjust its angle of projection for which it may hit at this particular point, that is at distance of 5 kilometer. So first of all, we have to understand what has been asked in this numerical. So depending upon the given data, we will use the result. As initially what two factors have been given to us, that horizontal distance covered as well as angle of projection. Now let's see how to proceed for it. Now see here, as u is unknown to us, but horizontal range is given, and this horizontal range formula which we are using, this is u square sine 2 theta upon g. So here r is given, theta is given. Let me use this value. I am using 3 kilometer, u square upon g as such, sine, because here theta is 30 degree, it will be sine 60 degree. So sine 60 degree is, what is the value of sine 60? Root 3 by 2. So now from here, can we calculate the value of this u square by g? U square by g will be 3 into 2 upon under root 3. That is, you can take it as 6 upon under root 3. Or if you want to rationalize it, you can, or you can leave it at this point. It will be 2 under root 3, just by simplification. So here, now, what is this value? As under root 3 is 1.732, so it will approximately comes out to be 3.4 kilometer. What is the significance? See, this u square by g, this is the value for maximum horizontal range. It means horizontal range can be maximum only under this condition, right? When theta was 45 degree. So we have nothing to do with that angle of 45 degree. But we must know that maximum horizontal range can be possible if it is having value u square by g. So here u square by g comes out to be 3.4 kilometer. This is the maximum value. This is the maximum value which can be covered in this horizontal direction, not more than that. That means we can cover a distance approximately 3.4 kilometer, not up to 5 kilometer with the same speed. So that's why it is not possible for the target to hit at 5 kilometer away with the help of the bullet when fired with the same speed. Such kind of numericals are given in your reference books. So practice these kinds of problems. This is also an important and different kind of numerical. Now, next numerical, a fighter plane flying horizontally at an altitude of 1.5 kilometer with a speed of 720 kilometer per hour passes directly overhead an anti-aircraft gun. See, a fighter plane is flying horizontally at a height of 1.5 kilometer that has been given with a speed of 720 kilometer per hour. Now it is passing over anti-aircraft gun. So at what angle from the vertical should the gun be fired from the shell with a muzzle speed of 600 meter per second to hit the plane? So basically what has been given in the statement, you can see this fighter plane is flying at a height of 1.5 kilometer with a speed of 720 kilometer per hour. So now it is flying over an anti-aircraft gun. Here one gun is given. At what angle from the vertical? See, this angle, it is unknown. At what angle from the vertical should the gun be fired from the shell with muzzle speed? This muzzle speed is given to be 600 meter per second, so that it may hit to the plane. At some point it may hit to the plane. So at what minimum altitude should the pilot fly the plane to avoid being hit? It means when bullet is fired from this particular point with the speed this, it may hit the plane at some point. Also you have to calculate this minimum height at which the plane should fly so that it should not hit. So now speed of the fighter plane is 720 kilometer per hour. So muzzle speed is given in meter per second, so I will convert it into meter per second. Either multiplied by 1000, divide by 3600 or directly multiplied by 5 by 18. It will give the same result. So here when you will do, it will come out to be 200 meter per second. Right? So now here this, you can say here at it has been given that the gun be fired making an angle theta with the vertical. So this particular component, yes, you have to understand it as this component will be along the angle side, so it must be u cos theta, and this component should be u sin theta. So it means if we assume that after time t the bullet hit the plane, so what will be the horizontal distance covered? So distance covered by the gun in horizontal direction will be same as the distance covered by the plane. So it will be distance covered by gun will be due to this component of velocity u sin theta into t. Similarly, distance covered by the plane with the speed, that is 200 meter per second. This is 200 meter per second multiplied by time. So now here u is given to be 600. I will take it as u dash so that you will not get confused. We have used u here also. So 600 sin theta, t will be cancelled out. This is 200. Sin theta is 200 upon 600, 1 by 3. So from this, if this angle is theta, this perpendicular is 1, hypotenuse is 3. So its base will be 9 minus 1 under the root. This is under root 8. So from here you can take this angle theta is sine inverse 1 by 3. See, angle has been asked. Either to use sine table, natural sine table, or you can leave it up to this point. In the second point, it has been asked in the statement that at what minimum altitude should the pilot fly the plane to avoid being hit. So for that, h will be equal to u square sine square. The angle should be 90 minus theta upon 2g. Why 90 minus theta? Because this angle is theta, so remaining angle is 90 minus theta, as we have used angle with the horizontal. Now again it will be u square. This will be sine 90 minus theta is cos theta, so u square cos square theta by 2g. Now from this you can easily calculate the value of cos theta. Cos theta is under root 8 upon 3, that is base upon hypotenuse. So here it will be, you can use the value u, that is the muzzle speed, 600 square, cos theta square, that is 8 upon 3 into 3, 9, into 2 into g, that is 10. So all the values I have used here. So here it is 36 into 10 raised to the power 4 into 8 upon 2 into 9 into 10. So I will cancel the factors. It comes out to be 16,000 meter, or in terms of kilometer it is 16 kilometer. It means pilot should fly the plane at a minimum height of 16 kilometers so that it will not be hit by any of the gun. Now from the top of a tower 156.8 meter high, a projectile is thrown up with a velocity of 39.2 meter per second, making an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal direction. Find the distance from the foot of tower where it strikes the ground and the time taken by it to do so. See here, as per this statement, this height is given to be 156.8 meter. Right? A projectile is thrown up with a velocity of 39.2 meter per second, making an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. So I am going as per the statement. Height from this top of the tower, a projectile is thrown up with a speed that is 39.2 meter per second, making an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. Find the distance from foot of tower where it strike the ground. That means this distance you have to calculate, and the time taken by it to do so. For total time, that means total time it will take from this point to reach this. This is also very different and important type of question. You can see here the body is not projected from the base, it is projected from certain height. So see, we are taking this as point A. First of all, what we will do, we will resolve this velocity. This will be u cos 30 degree and this is u sine 30 degree. So this u cos 30 degree, as u is given to be 39.2 and cos 30 is under root 3 by 2. So when I will solve it, this is on cancelling, 19.6 into under root 3, that is 1.7. So when I can substitute this value, or I will prefer to keep it like this. Later on when it will be required, I will solve. I will keep it at root 3. Right? Let me see where we have to put the value later on. Similarly, u sine 30 degree. Again 39.2. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So it will come out to be 19.6 meter per second. We have calculated horizontal and vertical component of velocity. See, it is hitting from A to point B. So now if we have to consider motion from A to B. So now here basically you can see the vertical displacement that you can see as projectile is going upward coming to this. It means this upward displacement up to this point, this will come to be neutral, that is 0. जितना ये ऊपर गया उतना ही नीचे आ गया, it means ये वाला displacement 0 हो जाएगा. तो कितना काम आएगा? ये वाली वैल्यू. This will be O to A. It will be 156.8 meter. So Y will be 156.8 meter. Now, as it is projected vertically upward, so vertical component of velocity is u sine theta. And now A y, this is again I can take it 9.8 or 10. I will take 9.8 because the values which are given to be in fraction. So now here, as I will apply the equation s equal to uy t plus half ay t square. See, from point A, the body is projected vertically upwards. So vertical component of velocity I am taking to be negative. So here, on substituting the values, I am getting minus u sine theta. See, u sine theta is 19.6 meter per second. So its value is minus 19.6 into t plus half 9.8. Ay, acceleration is 9.8 into t square. So now I will just rearrange and solve these values. So it will come out to be 4.9 t square minus 19.6 t, and this taking on on right hand side, this is minus 156.8. So when I am framing equation, it will be like this. So here, if I will take 4.9 common, this will be t square minus 4t minus 32. So now here we will make factors of it. So equation, you can solve it easily. So it will be 8.4. It will be minus 8t plus 4t minus 32 equal to 0. So on in this part, t I am taking common. T into t minus 8 plus 4 t minus 8, this equal to 0. So we are getting t plus 4 into t minus 8, this to be 0. From here, if I will take t plus 4 to be 0, it means t equal to minus 4 seconds. This time cannot be feasible because time can never be negative. Whereas, if I am taking t minus 8 equal to 0, it means t is 8 seconds. It means total time after which the body will reach point B on the ground. This is 8 seconds. So as per the statement, find the distance from the foot of tower where it strike the ground as well as time taken by it to do so. So we have calculated time. Now we have to calculate horizontal distance. So horizontal distance covered, that means we have to calculate this x. This x, horizontal distance, is covered by which component of velocity? This is u cos 30 degree. So if you see that x will be equal to u cos theta into time. You can say that acceleration due to gravity is not acting along the horizontal direction. So directly I can use this formula. It will be u cos 30, that u cos theta. Now 30 u cos theta we have calculated to be 19.6 into root 3 into 8. So when you will solve it, it come out to be this 8, this will be 6, yes, this is 156.8 under root 3 meter. If you want to substitute under root 3, it's your choice, or you can leave at this point only. So this is a slight tricky numerical. Here in this, body is projected from the top of the tower. So first of all, we are using the component of velocity that are responsible for vertical motion, that is u sine theta, and horizontal motion, that is u cos theta. So under this, we have considered that the vertical displacement covered is under the influence of u sine 30. That means we have used the equation and calculated the value of time. So corresponding the same value of time, what is the horizontal distance covered, we have calculated. So that's all for today. I have given 1-2 numericals that you can do by yourself. So practice these questions as well as try to solve those numericals which I have given you as an exercise. So complete it, understand the numerical. Still any doubt, you can ask. Thank you. Have a nice day.